John C. Morgan grows up on an Iowa farm, tending fields and dreaming of flight. At 18, he watches barnstormers cut through pink dawn skies, igniting his passion. His father cautions against the risks, his mother encourages his ambition. When Pearl Harbor shatters normalcy, Morgan enlists in the Army Air Corps, leaving behind golden stalks and a younger sister's tearful hug. By the time he arrives at basic training in Texas, he's determined to prove himself, but every clank of machinery reminds him how far he still must go. Morgan endures grueling drills under merciless instructors at Mather Field. He befriends navigators and gunners, Ernest Knox, jokester Reyes, and cool-headed Miller. Learning to coax engines alive, he endures midnight engines roar and white-knuckled landings. Late one night, over Texas plains, his plane stalls, spitting gravel, he fights yaw and panic. After a crash landing bruises his shoulder, Captain Harding praises Morgan's calm under fire. That same moment, Morgan vows, when real bullets fly, he will not flinch. Assigned to the 92nd Bomb Group at Bassingbourn, England, Morgan meets his crew and the veteran pilot, Captain Robert "Bob" Thompson. Thompson is steady but haunted by night raids. The ground crew nicknames their ship Ruthie II after Thompson's fiancée. Morgan bonds with radioman Clegg and bombardier Foster, trading jokes in the mess hall. Yet a palpable tension underlies every laugh. October raids have cost dozens of their friends. Morgan spends spare hours over maps, pouring coordinates. The higher stakes of Europe sharpen his focus. In the cramped corridors of Ruthie II, personal quirks emerge, Clegg's superstitious rituals before each flight, Foster's talisman, a faded photograph, and Thompson's quiet reluctance to speak of his fiancée. Morgan bristles at Thompson's clipped tone one morning, sparking a tense cockpit exchange. Later, they share whiskey and regrets, forging an uneasy trust. When a German reconnaissance plane buzzes their field, Morton's gunner reflexes nearly ignite friendly fire. That night, Morgan lies awake. If bullets come, will Thompson's command and Morgan's obedience hold fast? July 25, dusk deepens as Colonel Turner unveils the target, Hannover's Reichswerk factories. Weather is dicey, flak concentrations reported heavy. Morgan studies the mission map, a corridor over the English coast, then deep across the North Sea. Thompson jots fuel calculations, Morgan reviews engine tolerances. Somewhere below, civilians toil and die, another grim layer of war's moral weight. When Turner reminds them that success may shorten the war, Morgan steels his jaw. Tomorrow's dawn will decide lives, sleep offers no comfort. Pre-dawn fog curls under Ruthie II's wheels. Engines throttle up, Morgan's heart pounds like pistons. As they lift, ground crews wave hemmed with lanterns. Climbing to formation altitude, they patch radio static and check bombs. Under a slate sky, bomber silhouettes coalesce. Over the channel, numb sailors on destroyers glance up at the lumbering giants. Morgan watches Thompson's profile in moonlight, there's no room for second thoughts. His knuckles whiten on the throttle, only solidarity with crew and training stand between them and the lethal skies ahead. Clouds drizzle ice on wings. German flak batteries wake, lobbing shrapnel. Ruthie II jolts, Morgan steadies the controls. From the nose, Foster calls, bomb doors open, but Norden alignment flickers under turbulence. Thompson rebukes, hold steady. Through radio crackle, Morgan hears cries of bandits across channels. German Bf-109s dive like falcons. The bomber stream braces, traceoac swirl. Morgan grips the intercom. Ahead lies Hannover, behind looms the abyss, but no pilot backs down. Luftwaffe fighters erupt from clouds, missiles of steel and fury. Ruthie II shudders as Thompson weaves. Machine gunners blaze yellow traces, flak blooms around. Morgan's mind races, coordinate escapes, monitor engine heat. One FW-190 rakes their tail, gunner Reyes takes a round to the shoulder. Clegg screams below decks. Morgan momentarily forgets his station, then Thompson's voice cuts through, control. Reeling, Morgan slams opposite rudder, dodging flame. His burst of quick thinking chews seconds of life from death. But the cost, engine 2 sputters ominously. Over the North Sea, Ruthie II limps on 3 engines. Crew patches wounds with field kits. Morgan tends Reyes's arm, imparting calm, hold tight. Thompson plots a course back to England, but smoke from engine 2 thickens. Foster fears hydraulics will fail. Clouds close in, hiding them from chasing fighters but concealing flak near coast. Morgan scans instruments, fuel gauge dips below safety margin. Each man contemplates icy waters below. No one speaks, the pounding of their hearts fills the bomber's belly. They cross the Frisian coast, anti-air batteries awaken. Flak bursts like red roses in gloom. Thompson yanks Ruthie II into a steep climb, Morgan pushes throttles forward. Engine 3 coughs. The pilot's face drains white. Suddenly, Thompson convulses, blood speckling his brow, he's been hit. The intercom chokes. Morgan lunges, Bob. The old hierarchy shatters. Morgan's training snaps into overdrive, check course, stabilize plane, assume command. Beneath him, the landscape yawns with death. He's alone. Thompson's grip on his controls is bloodlust and confusion. He yells nonsensical orders, swinging the yoke. Morgan wrestles him away, every pull muscles protest. Instruments whip from vertical to dive. Crew panic, bombs still aboard, they are off target and exposed. Morgan jabs Thompson's shoulder, you're hit, Bob. Let me fly. Thompson claws back, eyes manic. That struggle marks Morgan's turning point, he will save Ruthie II even at risk of fratricide. Corporal alliances form in this crucible. With 2 hands on the yoke, Morgan commands Thompson to his seat. Radioman Clegg and Gunner Reyes assist, securing Thompson with flak vest straps. Thompson's brain fog gives way to guilt, he whimpers. Morgan barks consolations, you're safe. We are getting home. The crew shifts roles, Morgan now pilot, Foster readies bombs for jettison, Clegg handles radios. Beneath them, Hanover's smokestacks flicker like dying embers. No shot rings out, Morgan's control has broken the fever. High above target, Morgan calls in position. Flak anticipates their path, tearing at wings. Foster arms the bomb release, on my mark. Morgan lurches over target point, Lancaster-style bombs fall in thundering silence. Below, Hanover shakes in echo. 1 direct hit, 2 near misses. Factory slow, enemy fire wavers. Instead of cheer, Morgan feels a hollow ache, they've done their duty, but at what cost? Thompson's pale whisper, I'm sorry. Morgan offers no reply, eyes fixed on the return route. With bombs jettisoned, Ruthie II turns east. Captain Morgan, still too shocked to taste victory, navigates through dwindling flak clusters. Engine 2 smoke darkens, but the rest hold. Clouds swallow them in white comfort. Below, fishermen spot a crippled bomber and alert rescue boats. Morgan debates ditching for crew safety, Foster begs for one more chance. Morgan nods and climbs, each foot of altitude gained could mean life or death. They clear the channel, English coast searchlights pierce the haze. RAF controllers guide them to Bassingbourn. Landing gear groans but holds. Throttle retards, wheels bite runway, sparks kissing metal. Crowds of ground crew rush forward with stretchers and axes. Morgan taxes past Ruthie II's torn flanks, ball turret shattered, left wing crumpled. They disembark, staggering, medics whisk Thompson and Reyes away. Morgan stands amid the wreckage, realizing how close they came to oblivion. The hum of engines still clatters in his mind. In the aid station, Thompson drifts in and out of consciousness. Morgan watches, guilt searing him, without his struggle, they'd be lost. Crew members file in, Reyes cracks a blood-lipped grin, nice flying, skipper. Laughter and tears blur. Colonel Turner arrives, gravely smiling, Lieutenant Morgan, you face a review. Morgan stiffens, haunted by his own actions during the cockpit melee. Was it heroism or desperation? He steels himself for the inquiry. Officers question Morgan, why wrest control? Why risk insubordination? Every answer echoes moral tightropes, the pilot was incapacitated, the crew's lives were paramount. Foster and Clegg testify in Morgan's favor, Thompson, healing, offers a weak thumbs up. At the end, Turner declares Morgan will be recommended for the Medal of Honor. Relief floods Morgan, yet he can't shake a sense of unease, medals honor deeds, but the memory of Thompson's glazed eyes still haunts him. Morgan recuperates in London, PTSD shadows every thunderclap. He wrestles with nightmares, Thompson's hands on the yoke, engine screaming. Sister nurses tend to his nightmares over cups of tea. A young war widow consoles him, urging him to accept pride instead of guilt. Yet Morgan's restless soul can't rest until all survivors are safe. He pores over flight logs, maps, and mission files, seeking closure. Weeks later, Morgan is cleared to fly. He joins a new crew for training flights over Wales. This time, he's both co-pilot and mentor, teaching others to handle emergencies. His confidence returns, tempered by empathy. Thompson sends him a coded letter from the hospital, words of forgiveness and brotherhood. The two men's bond, forged in fire, endures. But on July 26th anniversary, Morgan awakens with a jolt. He feels duty calling. On July 26, 1944, Morgan visits a chapel in Bassingbourn to pray for fallen comrades. He lays a wreath under a plaque listing lost airmen. A chaplain reminds him to cherish life. Outside, a messenger hands Morgan a sealed envelope marked Top Secret. Inside, reports of weapon shipments from Hannover factories, evidence that the raid's impact triggered a Nazi retaliatory program. Morgan's heart pounds. The mission's fallout runs deeper than medals. In August, Washington, D.C., gleams under hot sun as President Roosevelt pins the Medal of Honor on Morgan's chest. Cameras flash. Morgan's voice cracks during his acceptance speech. He thanks his crew and honors Thompson's sacrifice. Reporters asked for heroic anecdotes. Morgan offers little. He watches Thompson's photograph in his breast pocket and vows to uncover what truly happened in Hanover beyond the factories. Back in England, Morgan gains clearance to review Allied intelligence on Hanover. He pores over interrogations of captured German officers, uncovering hints of a chemical weapons program delayed by factory damage. Each report raises questions. Were civilians warned? Did some scientists escape to continue atrocities elsewhere? Morgan feels the weight of responsibility. Medals commemorate bravery, but justice demands truth. At night, Morgan's dreams replay the cockpit struggle and drifting wreckage. Thompson's voice echoes, "We did the right thing." Yet accusatory specters of factory workers and burns haunt his vision. He wakes in sweat, pulling the Medal of Honor close. Is valor measured by the number of bombs dropped or by the lives left in shadow? Morgan briefs Colonel Turner on his findings. Allied command must follow the chemical weapons leads. Turner cautions that intelligence is fragmented and politics may bury the scandal. Morgan insists, "We owe it to the dead." Turner grants him temporary duty with MI-14, the British intelligence branch, to pursue the trail. Morgan exchanges his flight jacket for civilian clothes, entering a world of codes, maps, and whispered threats. Undercover in Berlin, Morgan navigates black market archives and safe houses. Nazi officials maze him with polite smiles. He meets Elsa Bauer, a German resistance courier who smuggles him microfilm. Late at night, she confesses her brother died in Hanover's factories after exposure to secret gas. Morgan realizes the factory's output wasn't just tanks, it was torment. Morgan must decide, expose the program now and ignite diplomatic fury, or wait for stronger evidence. Intelligence chiefs urge secrecy to avoid disrupting Allied alliances. Morgan's moral compass spins. Does duty to truth outweigh chain of command orders? He remembers Thompson's voice, "Do right, no matter the cost." He vows to leak the evidence if necessary. Morgan enlists Elsa's help to smuggle data to London. They evade Gestapo patrols, bribe informants, and hide in bombed-out ruins. Their bond deepens, shifting from professional respect to urgent tenderness. Morgan catches himself smiling. A reprieve from relentless shadows. But when Elsa is detained and tortured, Morgan must choose between rescue and mission. Ignoring orders, Morgan stages a daring raid on a Gestapo holding cell with MI-14 operatives. Gunfire echoes through corridors as they storm the building. Morgan finds Elsa broken but alive. He carries her through ruined streets, flak bursting overhead. They reach safety, but at cost. One MI-14 agent dies. Morgan confronts the personal toll of his crusade. Back in London, MI-14 floods him with recriminations. Documents show the leak endangered ongoing operations. Morgan stands by his choice. Without proof of Nazi gas, millions more could perish. His medal tarnishes under bureaucracy's glare. Allies debate prosecution, some laud his courage. Morgan feels more alone than ever. A military tribunal convenes. Morgan defends himself passionately. "I will not bear witness to evil silently." Prosecutors cite insubordination. Witnesses, including Elsa and surviving Hanover factory workers, plead for the truth's release. Public opinion sways, newspapers demand transparency. Under mounting pressure, Allied command grudgingly acknowledges the program and promises post-war tribunals. Records are declassified, world leaders condemn Nazi atrocities. Survivors testify at Nuremberg, justice edges forward. Morgan watches from the back row as perpetrators receive judgments. Elsa speaks, her voice wavering but firm. Morgan realizes valor isn't only in the sky, it's in standing for principle. The Medal of Honor glints at his side, a symbol not just of aerial heroism, but of moral courage. Morgan returns to Iowa under autumn's golden canopy. Farm fields mirror his childhood, but is changed. Villagers greet him with parades, farmers tip their hats. Yet he drifts through celebrations, haunted by faces of war's victims. In the barn, Morgan unclasps his medal and places it on a dusty shelf, reminding himself that remembrance carries more weight than glory. Years later, Morgan visits a schoolhouse to speak to children. He holds up a simple Model B-17, recounting bravery and the cost of silence. He urges them, courage isn't just charging into flak, it's standing up for truth. A child asks, what happened to the wounded pilot? Morgan smiles, eyes misting, he recovered and walked me down the aisle when I married. Morgan stands by the Iowa cornfields at dusk, wind whispering through stalks. He hears echoes, Thompson's calm voice, Elsa's laughter. He lays flowers at a makeshift memorial for all lost airmen. The sky blushes with twilight, reminiscent of the dawn he once chased. In that hush, he senses that stories don't end, they become part of the wind's eternal voice. At an air show years later, Morgan watches a restored B-17 taxi. Children swarm it, cameras flashing. He sees in their wonder a chance for remembrance. A young pilot invites Morgan aboard. Stepping into the cockpit, he feels the vibration of history. Before takeoff, Morgan notices an envelope taped beneath the instrument panel, unsigned, dated July 26, 1943, to the man who saved us all, find the rest. His pulse quickens. Morgan opens the envelope. Inside, Thompson's final log entry, written hours before impact, confesses he recognized the chemical weapons plans and sabotaged the engines to prevent a deeper evil. The true heroism was their combined courage. Tears fill Morgan's eyes as engines roar alive. Liftoff is imminent. As Ruthie II climbs into sunrise once more, Morgan whispers, "Thank you, brother." The horizon stretches endless, promising new missions and an unwritten tomorrow.